Hello, I'm the fellow from France.
Turkey,
Australia,
Saudi Arabia.
Taiwan,
Brazil, India, Taiwan,
Finland,
China,
New Zealand,
South Africa,
Peru, Spain.
Greetings.
I did a trip around the US, north, east, west, south. I think I've been into New York, Washington, Atlanta, 4 miles in Miami to work, not to just enjoy the beach. I went to San Francisco and to the desert in New Mexico, in Albuquerque, went to the Great Canyon, amazing experience there. I also visited some of the medium-sized cities like Kansas City or Columbus in the middle of the Midwest. That is something you need to know really to understand the diversity of this country. I've been always involved in diverse of international activities within my company, and I really love to be in the global environment. Maybe this is one of the reasons that took the attention of some of the people I collaborate with in Spain to propose me to join this organization. I think they weren't only right. I am very absolutely grateful to them because they gave me an opportunity that has been better than any other I had in my life to really engage a truly multinational troupe with a completely different angle than the professional one, understanding the US, but also understanding the world and understanding the way of thinking of my colleagues. Whenever you are in a, let's say, relevant position in your organization, you have to learn 2 things. If you are good in your job, then you need to have a team that is able to survive without you. And this was an amazing test to prove it, that I think we successfully passed. And the other thing is, you need to know that your company will be flexible, because if something is good for you, something is good for your company. And this is what my leadership at Accenture really understood and supported me along the process. During my fellowship, I was trying to concentrate in 2 main areas. One is understanding and digging on the evolution of the banking sector after the crisis, especially in the US, challenges and potential solutions from the government, from the regulators, and from the banks themselves. And on the other hand, I was very interested on analyzing the phenomenon of banking the unbanked. What banking the unbanked means, what the unbanked population needs are here in the US, and which are the potential solutions around that. I think many people think about banking the unbanked as a social entrepreneurship thing. I believe it's a very good way to really boost the economies. If we allow access to credit to people that today doesn't have access to credit, economies will boost their growth. There will be a very big and interesting development of new economies around that. The most surprising thing in this process has been to see how easy it is whenever you take 20-something people isolated from the day-to-day world and put it together, how fast links are created, how honest and direct those relationships are, and how productive the collaboration and the understanding between each other could be. I think along this Eisenhower Fellowship program, there has been many, many wow moments. Of course, some of them as well, not that wow. But I think my main takeout is whenever I started this trip, I thought it was a professional trip to the US to understand the banking environment and to understand the country. Very soon I discovered that it was a trip to my fellows, to really understand about the network around the rest of the world, around their personalities and the way to collaborate with other people. And finally, in the very last days, I discovered that this has been a trip to me, and I discovered myself as a different person, and also it opened up new avenues of evolving in my career, but more importantly, evolving personally. I think there are many ways that Eisenhower Fellowship has changed my approach to the future. The first one is that I will probably start doing things I didn't even think before, based on this network, trying to help others and receive help from others to do things that weren't in my agenda to do. On the professional side, I must admit I have developed many, many contacts in the US. And also I had the opportunity to see from the other side the business concepts and business issues and business discussions I already have every day in my company. So I now have a much better perception of the reality seen through the US eyes. And finally, I think there is a great opportunity as well for me to think in the future about how to include the values of collaboration and international relationships in the day-to-day of my business, making my activities more open to collaborate externally with others rather than in the group I am used to work.